Go ahead. Let's hear the picks, man. Let's get into it.
Yo, it was a rough week for all of us last week. And I think we did 6 games last week. Out of the 6, Shad, me and you went 2-4. And Chris went 3-3. Main reason for that, we all picked New Orleans, who got smacked.
Trash.
We all picked Cincinnati, which of course we talked about. That loss. Shad picked, Baltimore and Detroit. And then I picked Chicago and Detroit. So yeah, it was a little rough. So I mean, total looking at the season, I got 29 dubs on my record. Chris is in the lead with 30, and Shad still behind with 26 total wins predicted. So
yeah, tough week. My Baltimore got to start selling me, man.
Yeah,
but,
man.
I'm still taking. I'm taking it to the bank because I told y'all the 49ers was gonna smack them boys. But
you did say it's gonna be a blowout too. I mean,
I think I said 34, and I gave the Jags a little bit more credit. I said 17, but we can start with the first game of the week. Thursday Night Football, Baltimore versus Cincinnati. Baltimore, like I said, they got to stop selling me. Who you guys got? It's a big week for both teams.
Yeah. Go ahead, Chris.
I'm gonna pick the Bengals. They're gonna bounce back. They're gonna make this division so goddamn crazy at the end. They're gonna find a way to win. Though I think Joe Burrow gonna have a game-winning drive, put it away.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna go Cincinnati as well. I think they have to win this game. I mean, it's a crazy week for the AFC North because you got Baltimore, Cincinnati, and then we'll talk about after this one the Pittsburgh Cleveland game. So it's like a lot will be a lot will happen in this week, but at the same time, I don't think out of the 4 of these teams, like nobody needs this win more than Cincinnati. So that's why I'm going with them.
And I'm going, who I'm rocking with. I'm going with the Ravens. I'm going with Lamar Jackson. I think they win. I say they break up. I'd say they have a 10-point win. The defense, obviously, Marlon Humphreys is doubtful, and the defense has still been pretty good without him when he was out the first couple games. Yeah. And I think they continue to put pressure on Joe Burrow with T. Higgins being out. I don't know how effective Trey Hendrickson will be with that leg injury, and I just think that the Ravens know they know what they need to do to continue to win the division. And with the next game that we're about to talk about, I mean, if Cincinnati does win, we're probably looking at Pittsburgh being the number 1 in the division, and it's just not something we can get down with. But moving to that game, we thought it was going to be looking one way with Deshaun Watson, as we mentioned earlier in the show. But with the news, we got that DTR is going to be the starter instead of PJ Tucker. The Pittsburgh Steelers offense is still trash. So who you got?
This
is an ugly one.
This is an ugly one.
I'm gonna pick the Browns just because I'm gonna hang on what I always said. They defense. I mean, Pittsburgh got a good defense too, but I just think the Browns defense gonna make a play. It's gonna change the game. That's all I'm. And plus, I don't fuck with Kenny Pickett, so
that's fair. I think the defense comes up huge for Pittsburgh and makes that big play, and kind of rattles DTR.
I started laughing because I got a stat for y'all. That's funny.
So I'm gonna go Pittsburgh. Go ahead.
I want to go Pittsburgh bad because this is the type of game that they typically win that's going to be ugly. But I think that the Browns have some confidence in DTR. I think that he'll make some plays, and the defense will ultimately keep Pittsburgh from probably scoring more than 10 points. But one thing that I saw earlier is over the last 2 seasons, Matt Ryan has 14 touchdowns, and Kenny Pickett, I believe, has 13. Obviously, Matt Ryan is retired and in the booth, and I just Kenny Pickett has got to start showing something.
I don't think there's anything to show.
I do. I really would, like I said, I really want to pick the Steelers, but I'm going to go ahead and go with the Cleveland Browns. I do just think that they're ultimately better team, as they've shown throughout the season. So we'll see. It's going to be an ugly one. It's going to be an ugly one.
Ugly as hell, boy.
13-10 or something like that.
Terrible.
That's my thing. It'll be 17-13. Somebody get a late touchdown.
You never know. We'll see. But moving to the next game, we got Tampa Bay versus the San Francisco 49ers. 49ers coming off a big win. Tampa needs to continue to win to keep in the division race.
Mm-hmm.
They had a big win as well. Mike Evans he always seems to have these random touchdown drops or random drops, but ended up making it up.
A bad one.
But Baker Mayfield versus Joey Bosa. I mean, not Joey, but Nick Bosa and Chase Young, and having that Ohio State Oklahoma rivalry. Who you guys got?
Good point. I'm gonna go San Fran in this one. I think they continue with rolling, man. I'm not gonna go Tampa Bay, but I'm not going Tampa Bay. I don't think it might not even be close, man. I'll be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
San Fran at home too.
Mm-hmm. Say you, Chris.
I'm gonna go with the same thing. Tampa Bay do need the win, but I think the 49ers is gonna be too much for them. They're gonna dominate this game. 49ers by like 14 at least.
Yeah.
I actually think it'll be a close game, but I will also go with the 49ers. The Bucks they've been keeping it. They've been playing well all season. I think they continue to play well. I think they might even get out to an early lead, but ultimately the 49ers will just make enough plays to win the game. They have gotten the Bucks. I think the biggest detriment is they still haven't gotten the run game fully going yet. They have used White to as out the backfield and pass to him a little bit more, and he's been successful doing so. But I do think that without the run game, that ultimately they're going to get after Baker, and we're gonna see Nick Bosa do something, talk some noise to him or something in this game. But I'm rocking with the 49ers as well.
Okay.
And moving to the next game, we talked about it a little bit. We said that it's all of a sudden become a big game. Can the Broncos on Sunday Night Football keep up in the playoff race or get back into the playoff race? Can the Minnesota Vikings keep up in the playoff race in the NFC? Does Russell Wilson finally have he's had some good games. Does he have a big game on Sunday Night Football? Who do you guys got?
Broncos country. Let ride.
You going Denver for real?
I'm pick the Broncos. I think they're gonna. I think it's gonna be a good game for Russell Wilson. I think it might be a signature win for him. And I mean, yeah, Josh Dobbs came in and did what he did last week, but I mean, I don't know. I just like how the Broncos defense have been playing. They've been playing much better than what they was showing at the beginning of the season, and so I look for them to get after Josh Dobbs and maybe create some turnovers.
Okay, yeah, I'm going Denver too. I thought I was gonna be the only one going Denver, but yeah, I think it'll be a great game. But I think Denver kind of rides that momentum that they kind of picked up. Minnesota will probably have Justin Jefferson back. But Denver's at home, and we'll see if Josh Dobbs can continue the magic that he has going on. I mean, because if you really watch that game, like they really did look solid, like on offense, like a well-oiled machine, which is crazy. But I think they come down to earth with this one. I think Denver picks up a big win at home.
I'm going with the Minnesota Vikings. Honestly, I do think that Russell Wilson does have a good game, but ultimately they still struggle to score. They still struggle. I mean, they had a lot of drives that started on the plus side of the field or on the 40, damn near midfield, and still had to come down to a game-winning field goal that they really should have lost. Broncos, they still got to put it together, but I'm going with the Minnesota Vikings. I think the matchup of the week is going to be Pat Surtain versus Justin Jefferson, because I do think that he comes back this week, and that'll be something to watch. But I do think they keep it rolling. I think that they've got a good enough team. The Broncos' offensive line is not good, and Danielle Hunter is going to wreak havoc. So I'm going with the Vikings on Sunday Night Football.
All right.
biggest game of the week, the Super Bowl rematch.
Super Bowl rematch.
Week off, Chris. Monday Night Football. The Philadelphia Eagles versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Who you got? Who you got?
Man, I ain't even gonna be shy about it, but I'm a homer, man. We gonna go in there. We gonna dominate these boys. Now we gonna get the dub though, for real, for real. We just gotta put this game behind us. It's one of the things, I get it. We lost to them in the Super Bowl. Everybody, revenge game. A W is not gonna give us a ring. So I want us to come in there and just, take care of business and get up out of there and put this behind us. But hey, I do like the situation though. Perfect situation. Both of us coming off a bye week. Both of us getting healthy. Both of us are top of our respective conferences. It's gonna be a hell of a matchup though. But I think we're gonna come out on top.
That's what I was gonna mention. I love the way they set this one up, giving y'all both the bye week before this game, and then making it the Monday night, the extra day, making it the Monday night game. No excuses. Go out there, y'all both be at pretty much full strength. Obviously, you got your midseason bumps and bruises here, here and there. But you have another week of integrating, getting the offense straight, integrating Julio more. But also getting Kevin Byard on board with the defense trying to do. And I think they figured that out this week, and I got Philly in this one. So I know you're surprised about that, Chris, but I'm picking Philly.
Hell yeah.
And this was a tough one because as you guys mentioned, they're both coming off the bye, and that should be Andy Reid coming off the bye. Chris knows very well.
Lethal.
Unbeatable. Basically.
Lethal.
And it's tough because as we've kind of seen, the Eagles back DBs, they've kind of, I don't want to necessarily say they've struggled, but it's been tough. It's not, obviously they haven't gotten the same amount of pressure that they got last season, but they're still getting a good amount of pressure. I do think that it was a good bye week for both teams, honestly. Eagles getting back a little bit healthy. Kansas City coming at the right time. They can kind of reset, the receivers especially. And it's tough, man. But I think I'm rock with the Eagles as well.
Okay.
I think that their D line dominates, and I'm very nervous about this one because obviously we saw how Philly got out coached in the second half, especially they couldn't stop him passing wise. But I just think that this Kansas City, these receivers are just not good enough this year. So I think that continues, and I got the Eagles coming out on top.
Yes, sir. That's kind of part of it too. Like the Eagles back, you're back 5-4. It's a little shaky, but Kansas City, that's not the team that I think.
Man. We gotta focus on that boy Travis Kelce. If goddamn what's his name? Kadarius Toney beat us. Oh well, but I just like you said, their receivers, they haven't shown enough to say, oh man, we gotta really pay attention to detail with them. I mean, yeah, it is Patrick Mahomes. That's the biggest thing, his escapability. But them receivers, I don't fear them. Travis Kelce, that's another story. Then
always open.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big week. I'm excited for this week of football. This is, for me personally, this is the week that NFL Sunday Ticket pays off, especially because the Colts are on bye week, so I can just look at all the games at the same time. So
on bye week,
that's how I was. That's why I was there. We was on bye week. I was like, okay, I can take everybody.
Got no horse in the race.
Yeah, it's perfect because you can look at all the games and not have to focus on one.
Not be stressed out.
But looking forward to the week. It's starting tomorrow with arguably the biggest game of the week. But obviously we had the Super Bowl rematch.